Hello, I'm Greg Harrison with the USDA Market News Service here in St. Joe, Missouri, with your national feeder cattle summary this week, filling in for Corbett Wall. Compared to last week, the majority of the calf prices were once again higher this week. Feeder calves were selling mostly firm to $5 higher, with instances as much as $10 higher on weights weighing from 400 to 600 pounds. Heavier weights over 700 pounds traded mostly steady to $3 higher. Feeder demand remains very good as buyers remain very aggressive to own feeder cattle. The theory for tight supplies going forward into spring would support feeder cattle contracts trading at 156 to 157 for the summer months. Next week's semi-annual inventory report is due out, with overall U.S. cattle inventories should tell us how short-handed we are on beef numbers. Nebraska continues to be out front in the feeder cattle prices, as in Ogallala, Nebraska, had near 425 head of top quality steer calves weighing 5 to 550 pounds with a weighted average price of $201.71. Feeder cattle prices are at their highest levels, and we're still seeing feedlots working to procure an inventory as supplies last. The big push we're seeing in the feeder cattle market has to make one hope and think that we're not outdistancing the fat cattle market. On Wednesday of this week, the CME had feeder cattle index quoted at 150.20. That was 17.9% higher than a year ago. On Thursday evening, packers came out and aggressively bought live cattle $3 higher in the southern plains, trading at 126. In Nebraska, dress sales were mostly $4 higher at 202, and we had some sales up to $7 higher at 205 going to the regional markets. Cattle on feed report came out Friday afternoon, was pretty much as predicted. On feed for January 1 came in at 103%, placements for December at 94%, and marketings for December at 98%. Looking at some regional weighted averages in the north central region for steers weighing 600 to 700 pounds was $1 higher than last week at 165.04. 700 to 800 pounds was pretty much steady at 153.81. 800 to 900 pounds were $2 higher, coming in at 147.28. In the south central region, steers weighing 500 to 600 pounds were $2 higher at 169.41. 600 to 700 pounds were also $2 higher at 156.69, and 700 to 800 pounders also $2 higher at 149.36. In southeast regions, lightweight steers 400 to 500 pounds were about $6 higher at 169.69. 500 to 600 pounders were $4 higher at 155.61, and 600 to 700 pound steers $3 higher at 144.01. And this has been your Market News Report. Corbett will be back with you next week. You can catch more of our markets at this website. Thank you for listening, and have a good week.